Hey guys, my name's Jenny. I'm going to talk to you guys today about doing home parties and some of the success I've had with those. Let's see, like I said, my name's Jenny. I'm a teacher, so I'm off during the summer, but I want to say that first off, everybody has time to do this business. I know I've talked to some people about that they've been interested, but they're just not sure if they have the time to do it. And let me tell you, everyone does. So why I tried lip sense. I never wore lipstick prior to this. If I did, it was like a real neutral or a sticky gloss, and I hated that it got over everything. So I've seen posts on Facebook, and so I finally decided to give it a try. And I fell in love with it. So then I really just signed up to be a distributor because I love makeup. And I was like, well, let's just get a discount. So I signed up, did a discount, and I thought, well, let's just put it out there online and see how it goes. And I was shocked at the response that this stuff truly does sell itself. So I'm going to talk about two different types of parties that I've done and some pros and cons about both of those. I personally prefer to do parties. I didn't think I would like to do that. I'm a very shy person, and everyone's like, well, aren't you a teacher? Let me tell you, being in front of a room full of kids is being completely different than being around adults. But this has taken me out of my comfort zone, and I have truly loved it. So the first one I'm going to talk about is I do two different types of setups. I do more of an open house or your traditional home parties. I'm going to talk about both of those and some things I like and don't like about either one of those. So the first one I'll talk about is my home party. My mom was gracious enough to let me do it for the first time at her house down in my hometown. And I wanted to do it more as the home party or an open house, as I wanted people to be able to come whenever they wanted. I didn't feel like they had to be there at a start time to make it more relaxed. So I think it was from like 10 to 1 that we did it. So I sent out these invites. I think I invited like over 150 people. And like when the time came, I was so nervous because only maybe 8 people said that they were coming. I was so embarrassed because my mom was doing this for me, and I was like, oh no, is it going to be a huge fail? But it wasn't. I think I only had a total of 14 sales, but with those 14 sales, I did $1,500. And so all of my product, because I front load at the beginning of the month, was 50%. So I cleared 50% of that with the party. So the more I read about how to do parties and that, the person I followed said that it's better to invite 10, 15 people that you know will love the product, want to try it, and be by, than sending out to everybody on your Facebook page. And it kind of proved right with that. Because I was so nervous looking at this huge number and only a couple coming, but those ones that came wanted to do it and they wanted to buy. So, but I'll go talk about the clientele I've had at two different parties. So at that house, or the open house with my mom, it was an older clientele, and their generation was always, you never left the house without lipstick. So they were a little more amped to buy more. But the reason I like doing house parties is I like people to be happy with their products from the get-go. It's relatively new to this area up here. I know the company's been around for a while, but as far as people knowing it or trying it, and if you're like me, I'm like really hesitant. I have to see it in person and I have to try it. So the parties allow people to actually try the product on. And I made a commitment to myself when I started doing this that every color I ordered, I kept one as a tester. And I knew like I would never wear salmon in my life, but I made it a tester, and I have sold 3 because people were able to try it, because a lot of times pictures or just seeing it in the tube scares people. So if they can actually physically put it on and see it, they're amazed. Now with the open house, since it was a longer time frame and people weren't so felt that they had to come at the beginning, it allowed me to spend so much individual time with the person. I think on average, I probably spent 20 to 30 minutes. So we were really able to talk to them, try it on, and they would give a color that they liked. And they might be like, oh, it's too bright. Like, I might want something a little lighter. And the best thing is, and like when you explain to them that, well, if you mix 2 shades together, you can have 8 different color combinations. And to a lot of people, that just blew them away. So they would get 2 or 3 colors so that they could play around with that. I mean, the only con I would say with that would be like, yeah, it took up most of my day, but at the end, when I made over $700 for myself, it was worth it. Now, the other type of party I've just done is a traditional home party in the evenings, and they still are good. There's nothing wrong with either one. The only downside I felt to a home party is I felt more rushed with people because everyone tended to come at once, and I didn't feel that I could give everybody the attention that they needed. It still was good. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, the attention to them was that. I'm trying to think. I made some notes, so let's see if I've covered everything. But yes. Oh, okay. So when my mom decided to do the party, we thought we needed to do this whole big setup and have all these snacks and drinks, and I will be completely honest, I don't think like one person ate or drank anything at either one of those 2 types of parties that I have. So don't go crazy on doing all of the extras. Actually, the more simple you can keep it, the better. I just had little cups that I got at TJ Maxx. They're real cute, clear, plastic designed ones that I just stuck all my testers in. I would have those mirrors that you could do your, like on the pedestal that you can do your makeup. I just had a couple of those set around and a ton of testers, swabs. That would probably be the only other downside is you go through a lot. Did you figure every color somebody tries on, they're going through 4 of those. But I would tend to have people test the colors on their hands first, narrow it down, because some of them would be like all over the place on colors and they wanted to go directly to trying it on their lips. But I would tell them to narrow it down once they got it on their hands, only for the fact that this stuff does stay on, and so you really have to scrub it to get off. And myself, I know if I'm changing a color, my lips are red, and then that will then in turn change the color of your next lipstick or your next color, and I didn't feel that people would get a true sense of the color. So I had people narrow it down on their hands and then go from there. I didn't push, like I know we don't use like the Neutrogena for lips, but they would all get nervous with their hands, so I did make little lip molds to put at the sink of the Neutrogena for their hands so that they could scrub it off, because I didn't want to go through that much oops either for them to take it off. So let me think. If you guys have any questions, just shoot a comment on here. I will try to answer it. I went over this time and time again, and I felt like there were so many important aspects of it that I'm afraid I'm missing a lot of it. So if you guys have any questions, like I said, it was very nerve-wracking to do it, but it was very, very beneficial. I feel like if people can get the product on and try it, they are so much more amped to buy it and come back and get more of it. But let me think here. I know I kind of touched a little bit in the beginning on why I chose home parties, with it being so new here. And like I said, I never thought that that would be something that I would do. I would just like to do that. Sherry, I have not done a Facebook party yet. That is my next thing. I have followed, there is a mock Facebook party on Facebook that I have followed all the templates to do. I'm hoping once people in our area have tried the product more and are more comfortable with it, I think Facebook parties would be the way that I want to eventually lean to. But right now, just getting the product out and trying is the way to go. I know, like when I was down home last weekend my mom had 2 friends come out because they wanted more colors. And I have posted the tinted moisturizer online, and I have not had anyone bite on it. But I had them try it there. I just had mine. I was like, here, try it. And they both instantly fell in love with it and bought it right there on the spot. So I would just say having samples of everything is key to getting the product out. So I actually only had 2 left, and they bought them. But like I said, I thought like posting it online, I would get it to sell, and I couldn't. But once they were able to try it, they loved it. With any of our products, really, that's how I feel. Let's see here. If anyone else has any other questions, I know that was kind of in a nutshell, but just be yourself. It's very fun. Oh, with some of the parents or some of the people when they were trying it, I knew that they had kids, and so I would be like, you think your daughters would be interested in any of this? And they're like, oh, I never thought of that. What color? Like, let's do something more neutral for them. And so that helped with sales. I had one mom come buy for herself, and then she left buying 2 colors for each one of her daughters. So, so that helped. I know I am doing another home party this weekend, Heidi. We'll see how it goes. I'm doing one up here, and so I'll fill you guys in on how that one went. But oh, I do want to talk about the clientele I had at the other party. Like I said, the open house was an older generation. Another party I did was more people my age, and almost every single one were like me. I don't wear lipstick. I don't know if this is what I like. But having the party helped them. People went with more neutral colors, which was great. They just wanted to try it out and see how it went. But yeah, so just gauge your crowd, and you guys can go from there. But if that's everything, sorry it was so short. But I know Jenny's coming on, Jenny's coming on later today, and she's talking more of the Instagram and Snapchat on getting your stuff out there. So thank you guys for joining.